Hi everyone, there are 4 NHL playoff games tonight going on right now. Florida is in New Jersey. Chicago hosts Phoenix at 6 o'clock. Boston and Washington begin in about 20 minutes, and later tonight, the Sharks take on St. Louis. Last night, the LA Kings were 1 win away from sending the Vancouver Canucks packing, and they blew it. Kings were ahead 3-0 in the series. Perhaps the return of Daniel Sedin changed Vancouver's fortunes. He was a factor on the power play. It's the Kings that scored the first goal, though. Andrei Kopitar with the puck on the 2-on-1. He beat Corey Schneider top shelf. 1-0 Kings, 13 minutes into the second period we go. The Canucks came out on fire and were rewarded with a power play goal. Alexander Edler's shot went in with Ryan Kessler screening in front, 1-1 now, and that gave Vancouver some momentum. Blue line blast from Kevin Bieksa, tipped in by LA's Mike Richards. That's ungood. It was 2-1 Vancouver. The Sedin brothers getting involved in some of the shenanigans that the Canucks are renowned for. Henrik with an elbow to the head of Dustin Brown there. Third period, Kings shorthanded, and Brown had himself a partial breakaway. He was hauled down and awarded a penalty shot. So it was Brown going one-on-one with Schneider, and Schneider read him like a book. Big save by the Canucks goalie, and Vancouver supported that great goaltending by eventually capitalizing on that power play. Henrik Sedin with the goal. 3-1 Vancouver now, and that was the final score. Game 5 goes back in Vancouver on Saturday. The Western Hockey League announced the Eastern Conference Player of the Year, and it's Emerson Edom of the Medicine Hat Tigers. Edom enjoyed an outstanding season, scoring 61 goals and 46 assists for 107 points to go with a +29 rating in 64 games. Now, after Edmonton and Moose Jaw breezed through the first 2 rounds of the Western League playoffs, finally some competition over in the Western Conference semifinals. Both series required Game 7s, which were played last night. Portland blanked Kamloops 2-0, and Tri-City edged Spokane 3-2, so the Americans will face Portland in the West Final starting tomorrow, and the East Final between Moose Jaw and Edmonton also begins tomorrow up in Edmonton. Red Deer Rebels defenseman Matthew Dumba leading Canada into quarterfinal action today at the U18 Championships in the Czech Republic. Canada facing Russia. It was Dumba scoring first. The loose puck came right to him, 1-0 for Canada. Russia had a great opportunity to tie the game up here, but Canadian goalie Matt Murray made a huge blocker save to keep it 1-0 Canada, and that spurred on Canada's offense. At the other end, with the puck in deep, Kirby Reichel barged his way out front to score 2-0 after 1. In the second period, 2-1 the score. Now Hunter Shinkaruk of Medicine Hat fed Reichel for his second of the game. 3-1 for Canada there. 4-2 was the final score. Canada advances to the semifinals, where they will face the USA on Friday. It'll be a star-studded group heading into Canada's Sports Hall of Fame in October. 2 of the inductees were on hand today at the Canada Sports Hall of Fame at COP in Calgary. Pierre Lueders, the most decorated slider in Canadian history, will go into the hall, as will Canada's most successful male speed skater, Jeremy Wotherspoon. Both Lueders and Wotherspoon have checked out the list of the other inductees, and they say it's a huge honor knowing they'll be among them.
It was a little unexpected, and as I mentioned, I wasn't exactly sure what we were talking about. But you know, when you look at and see the great athletes that have come before us, you know, from A to B or from A to Z in the sporting world. I mean, there's people that maybe we've never heard of, and some that of course we have. So it's just a great honor, and I'm very excited to be part of that group.
But being inducted into a Hall of Fame or something like this, the Canada Sport Hall of Fame means it speaks a bit more about the impact that I had outside of myself on people and how they perceive me. So I think it makes me feel good about the type of career that I had and about what I was able to achieve in the eyes of my peers.
Other athletes heading into the hall in October include former NHLer Scott Niedermayer, who won everything in hockey, Canadian soccer pioneer Charmaine Hooper, Olympic gold medalist rower Derek Porter, and figure skating champions Jamie Soleil and David Pelche. As for sports builders, the late Daryl Doc Seaman and Marion Lay will also be inducted. Jackie, that is the sports.